Thank you very much indeed for joining us today. I believe that SAP has recently been on a tour of the US to increase exposure there. How is that going, and how important is the US market to you?
Well, the U.S. is obviously a very important market, and the tour is going well. We have a vision to make the world run better and improve people's lives, and we're giving countless examples in industries and markets where we're doing that, including the U.S.
Now, as a global company, you're uniquely positioned to be able to see how the world is expanding in terms of global growth. Is it the case, as many of us think, that the emerging economies are really outpacing the rest of the world at the moment?
Well, they're certainly growing faster. If you look at the BRIC countries in particular, the rate of growth there tends to be at least 3 times that of the more mature markets. Having said that, we take a lot of pride in both the mature markets as well as the emerging or fast-growing ones, as evidenced by the success that we've enjoyed, especially for the last 6 quarters in a row. In fact, all markets around the world have been growing in solid double digits for our company, and the emerging ones have often grown in triple digits.
Now let's look at the Eurozone, because Europe's a very important market for you. What is your outlook for the Eurozone, and how concerned are you, particularly by those peripheral nations?
Well, Europe, just like all other markets in the world, is focused now on innovation. And it's also focused on growth. Leaders of companies have to grow and innovate their businesses to be successful, or they'll get left behind. And therefore, our outlook remains solid, not just in the United States and Asia, but also in Europe. And the track record of our performance substantiates that claim. Companies will not invest in technology that does not enable them to grow, serve their customers better, and serve their shareholders better. And that's why we focus on business software that helps them innovate and change the way they do business to get better outcomes.
Is there, in these austere times, a real drive towards efficiency, where companies are prepared to invest with you if you can prove to them that it will make them more efficient?
Everybody wants to have the efficient company, the integrated company, and they want to automate and make the supply chains that go from their factories to their customers far more lean than it is today. So that's a standard operating procedure. All well-run companies do that. And very often they will take the savings from such an endeavor to invest in innovation and growth. Because most companies will not be satisfied with just increasing margins or increasing efficiencies. They also have to grow their top line. Successful companies grow top line, they create jobs, they grow their share of markets. And that's what the best CEOs in the world are focused on today.
Now, what new technologies are out there that that we might not have heard of yet, but that are really going to make a big difference to companies?
When we looked at our strategy, we knew that we were very successful in covering 24 distinctly different industries for small, medium, and large customers around the world. But we also saw the emergence of 3 megatrends. One was this whole focus on mobility. The move to mobile workforce is real. By 2014, we think that there'll be literally billions of knowledge workers doing their job on their mobile device based upon all the research that we have. Secondly, we see data doubling in the world every 18 months. So there's this insatiable need that business has to manage this data better and get insight from this data so decision makers can make better calls to improve the way they run their business. And finally, the cloud. To the extent that you can consolidate and wrap operations more efficiently in a cloud setting, whether it's private or public, and you can knock out hardware costs so you can invest more in innovation, companies will try to do that. And SAP will be at the forefront of not only enabling them, but also the broad ecosystem around these 3 main themes.
William McDermott, Co-Chief Executive at SAP, thank you very much indeed for joining us today.